Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today we're going to work legs and glutes. I love these two muscle groups and I am so ready for a great workout. So why don't you gather some dumbbells, a variety from heavy to light. I'm going from 25 all the way down to 10. You do what you have at home or what works for you. And then also you're going to need a mat, a sweat towel, water bottle, and we're ready to go. All right, so get your things and I'll meet you right back here. Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today we're ready for glutes and legs. I hope you have a variety of dumbbells, sweat towel, and a water bottle. And I have missed you. I've been here for a few weeks. I'm back at it though, so let's get going with a warm-up. Let's bring those heels up to the back. I'm going to do some brief moving around and then some stretching before we get started. Knees up. Good. How about we squat right here? Good. Nice. Deep squat at your own pace. I'm going to be using a variety of dumbbells today, as I mentioned before. I have from 10 all the way up to 25. And just because you start with a set of dumbbells or one dumbbell of a given variety, it doesn't mean that you have to stay with that dumbbell the entire time on a given set. So maybe I'll be doing squats and I start heavy with my 25. But by the third set that I do that, the 25 I know is going to be a little bit heavy. So I may go down then to 20. That's perfectly fine. And that's what you need to do so that you can keep moving. March it out. All right, so all we're going to do right here is bring your legs out wide. I want you to just drop forward, hinging from the hip, and then hanging there towards the center. Feeling that stretch in your hamstrings, your glutes, into your low back. I'm going to bend my knees slightly and roll on up. I'm going to come over to the right side now. Nice big stretch. You can rest here on your thigh, or if you're more flexible, you can come all the way down. Hands on the feeling that in the inner thigh and in the hip of the opposite side. Let's just move, walking it over to the other side. You're going to come back over to the right one more time. And back over to the left. And now to the center. Bring the legs in just a bit. Nice squat. And stand on up. Good job. Let's go right leg forward, straightening it out. Lean into it just a bit so you feel that stretch in your hamstring. Pull the toes back. You'll feel it all the way down in the calves. And let's go to the other side. Perfect. All right, so come on up here and we're going to get ready for our first set. Our first set is going to be 2 exercises that we're going to alternate between each one. 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. So we're going to start with a narrow stance, Goblet Squat. We're going to hold our heavy dumbbell in our hands just like this. If that doesn't work for you, you could always hold it to the center, or you could use 2 smaller dumbbells side to side, whatever feels best for you. I'm going to get my weight, get that ready. I'm going to use a 25 to start out with. You may not have really heavy dumbbells at home, and that's perfectly fine. You could get a great workout without using heavy dumbbells. So I'm going to start my timer. right, you got a 10-second lead in. Then we're going to go into goblet squats. Are you ready? 40 seconds, here we go. All right, so I'm keeping my back really tall. I'm trying to get my butt low, and my legs are more than hip distance. My feet are more than hip distance apart. Nice, tall back. You have 15 more seconds. You keep that belly pulled in tight to support your low back. And your weight shifts slightly towards the heels as you drop down. Perfect. Our second exercise is a deadlift. I'm going to sit that weight close back because I'm going to use it again. And I'm going to use lighter weight for a deadlift, Romanian deadlift. Hinging forward from the hip, leading with the chest. My legs stay fairly straight but not locked. Let's go. Now you can keep your dumbbells in a neutral position and come all the way down, or you can let them travel towards the front of your leg. Either way is perfectly fine. Keep that belly pulled in to support your back, coming all the way up to that neutral spine position. Nice. Last, we got another 20 seconds to rest. I'm going to slide these right beside, and I'm going to pick my 20 back up, and I'm going to go back to that goblet squat again. You got 9 seconds. I'm going to get myself in position. Right here I go. Lower and lift. Now my goal, and this is me personally, when I do a goblet squat, I try to get those elbows down towards my knees or down towards my upper leg. That way I know I've got a good deep squat without going too deep. All right, so I try to always keep my butt level with my knees, maybe slightly below, but not very much below my knee. Keep the chest up and the core braced. Nice. Perfect. We go back to that deadlift. Work in the back of your leg, your hamstring. The deadlift is a great posterior chain exercise, hamstring, hip, and your low back. All right, so we hinge forward here. Just a slight little bend, keeping those legs, what I like to call soft at the knee, and not locked. So we're not bending them, keeping them fairly straight. Leading with the chest, keeping that neck in a neutral position through your entire range of motion. Perfect, you got 10 seconds. All right. All right, we're gonna go one more round with that combination of exercises. Our goblet squat, you got 5 seconds. Hit it and ready. In position, back tall. Here we go. Pushing up through that heel. Tighten those glutes as you lift. Good. Woo. Glutes and legs are big muscle groups. They warm you up quickly. Should get a good sweat going. Good. Woo. And one more of the double leg deadlift, Romanian deadlift. It has several different names. Are you ready? Here we go. So my feet are directly up underneath my hips. They're not wider than my hips. We sometimes do wider deadlifts, but today this one is just a normal deadlift. Feet right up under the hips. When you come up, you want to come back to that neutral spine position and not thrust the pelvis forward. Keep that belly pulled in tight to support you. 3 seconds. Perfect. All right, so we're going to take about a 30-second break here, and we'll switch to 2 new exercises, all right? Our next 2 exercises are going to be a dead stop lunge, and those are going to be 1 on the right leg, 1 on the left leg, and that'll be our 2 sets. So I'm going to use 2 dumbbells. I think I'll use the same ones that I was using for our deadlift, and I'm going to show you a little versatility here. I have it's a pad. You could use anything that you have at home. You could use a mat folded 3 or 4 times to give you just a little bit of elevation. So I'm going to elevate my front leg, and I'm going to stay isolated on one side and then move to the other. So let's go ahead and grab your dumbbells. You don't have to do elevated leg. You could just do your foot on the floor. That's perfectly fine. But in 10 seconds, we start back. All right, here we go. Front foot on my pad. So we're gonna go down and stop. Push up out of that. Down and stop. When you push up out of it, you push off that front foot more towards the heel. So pushing off the heel and rise. Down and stop. Push off the heel. Down and stop. Push off the heel. So when you push off the heel, think about feeling that in that same side, the glute in that same side of that front leg. Good. I'm gonna change my legs. We're gonna do the exact same thing. Let me move this just a little bit. I'm gonna put my foot in place on my pad. My back leg, hip distance apart, straight down. Lower and lift. Gonna hold it down this time because I forgot the last time. All right, lower. Good. Stop. Push up. Stop. Initiating the move out of that lunge from a stop position makes you have to work a little bit harder. You're not using momentum like we often are, which is nothing wrong with that. It's just a different way of working. Today we're working differently. All right. We're gonna go back to that other leg. We're just doing the same exercise from side to side. That's our 2 exercises. Just working different legs. All right, so here we go. Nice big stretch back. Stop and lift. Stop and lift. Now when I push up, I'm pushing up so that leg is straight. Keeping my back really tall. So what I don't want you doing is leaning forward as you drop down. Drop that knee straight down, and the pelvis stays pushing forward. Good. Other side. You can rest just a minute. Your dumbbells get heavy if you're holding them the whole time. You got about 10 seconds. We go back to me, On my other side. Big step back, down and stop. So I'm straightening that front leg out all the way, but I'm not really locking my knee out. Pushing up through the heel. You could use a bench top, like a aerobic bench top, to do this without the risers underneath. Would be perfect. I'll get one of those next time and I'll show you. Instead of using this pad that I have, you might be more likely to have one of those bench tops. All right, I'll move this out of the way. I'm gonna get a bench top and show you that I can do it just the same on that. You got about 5 seconds. Other side. Lower and hold and lift. My husband and I took a little 2-week vacation, and it was very rejuvenating, but haven't given you guys any fresh material lately, so I thought that I better start back on doing that because I know I depended on you to keep me motivated, and I hope some of you depend on me. All right, you got one more on the other side, and that'll be the total of our 3 sets for that side. Let's get in position. Down and hold and lift. Now, if you feel like when you get into this position, you're a little wobbly, put a little more distance between your feet, all right? If you're too narrow, one foot right behind the other, it's like being on a tightrope, and then when you bend down, it makes it hard to balance. Good. 9 seconds. Perfect. All right, get a little longer break. That 30 seconds that I had planned on the last one ended up being a minute, so we'll just go with that. All right? We got 2 more exercises coming up. This time we're going to do another goblet squat, but this one with a really wide stance, like a sumo stance. So legs wide, toes angled out. And then we're going to do an alternating backstepping lunge, dumbbells in hand, with an alternating knee drive. So alternating knee as you're coming up. I'm going to move my bench. I'm going to grab a quick little drink, then we'll get going again. So, wide leg goblet squat. I'm going to use my 25 for that one. I only brought one 25 over here because I knew I was only going to do goblet squats with that big weight. All right, right on the money, 1 minute. You got 10 seconds, and we go. Wide leg, wide stance, goblet squats. Lower and lift. So, wide stance, you're gonna feel more in your adductor, all right, your inner thigh. Good. Chest is up. Good, keeping the chest up. Five seconds. Still pushing up through the heel, even though your legs are wide. Good. All right. Alternating backstepping lunge with a knee drive. All right? 4 seconds. So it's a nice big step back, drop down, up and lift. Switch legs. Down, up and lift. Good. Working on your summer butt, your bikini butt, your bathing suit butt, whatever you want to call it. Good. 20 seconds. Back to that wide stance goblet squat. Legs wide, toes turned out. And let's go. You go at your pace. Sometimes I'll go a little faster because I feel like I'm starting to move a little slow. So there's no given number of repetitions on this. How many you can do in 40 seconds. Chest stays up. 10 seconds left. Good. Nice. Whew. Alternating backstepping lunge with a knee drive. Remember, if you need more rest time, you have control. All you gotta do is push that pause button. Wait a little bit, come right back in. Try not to wait more than a minute or two extra, because then you start losing your motivation. So, and try to shorten your length of pushing the pause button so that you eventually get to the point where you don't have to push it anymore. Perfect. We got one more set of each. Wide stance, squatting, goblet squat. Legs out wide. Here we go. I'm keeping my back really tall during all through my entire range of motion. Good. Seconds. Come on, you can do 10 seconds more. Perfect. Back to my lighter set for that alternating lunge with a knee drive. Let's go. Nice big long step back so you don't feel all crunched up. Keeping that pelvis pushed forward. Ooh, about fell over. Step back a little there, that's what happened. Perfect. All right, that's 3 sets. 1 minute break. Catch your breath. And we go again. Our next set is a hip thrust with a heavy dumbbell. I'm probably going to go back and just go ahead and use my 25 again. We'll see how it works on the first set. If it feels a little heavy, I'll switch down. And then I'm going to do a squat to a heel raise with my legs in a slightly more narrow position. So I went first with slightly outside my hips, second wide. This one's going to be right here. And I'm going to hold the dumbbell so that it just drops down between my legs, or you can hold the dumbbell side to side. But we're gonna come here, and then as we rise, we're gonna come into a heel lift. All right? I'm probably gonna use 2 dumbbells for that, because I think with the more narrow stance, that probably makes more sense. All right? So we're gonna start lying down. You'll need your mat. I'll need my mat, and I'm gonna grab my heavy dumbbell. I'm gonna lead in here, 10 seconds. Are you ready? Get your heavier dumbbell, and we'll go. Gonna lie down on your back with your heels planted close to your hips. Pushing up and lower. I'm pushing through my heels, as you can tell, because I have my toes pulled up a little bit, so that you can see that. Pushing up and lower. Just slight little hold with the glutes contracted as you reach the top of that range of motion. All right, good. Keeping your knees apart. And when you come back down, don't set your butt all the way down. Keep it slightly hovering above the floor. This is actually a really good weight. All right, come on up. It's not as easy to get up with though. All right, I'm gonna grab my lighter set, 25s for my more narrow stance squat. I'm gonna come in position here, feet right up underneath my hips. I lower down and come up on the tiptoes. Lower, rise up. You'll have to find your balance point. It might take you a couple of reps. Whoop. Squat down, lift up. Squat down, keeping the back tall. Lift up. Your butt's getting a good workout today. All right, we go back to lying on our back on the floor with that bigger weight, or you could put 2 weights together if you don't have a heavy one for your hip thrust. Are you ready? Here we go. Lift through the heels, legs apart. Lift and lower. Don't let the butt touch. Up, hold, lower. Up, hold, lower. Up, hold, lower. Good. Woo! Come on, you got 12 seconds. Really use those glutes. You want to feel them tomorrow. That you want them to be talking to you tomorrow, telling you did something. What'd you do? All right. On to the lighter set. Narrow stance squat with a heel raise. So feet right up under the hips, narrow, up. So now when you drop down in that narrow stance squat, make sure your knees stay narrow too. So don't let them do this, okay? So narrow knees, up on the heels, up on the toes. Heels lifting off the floor. 15 seconds. Woo! Nice. Chest up. Don't put the head down. Don't look at the floor. Look at me. Look at the screen. Good. We got one more of each. Hip thrust. Eight seconds in. Through the heels, legs apart. Lift, lower. I really squeeze my glutes and hold on that lift. Squeeze and hold. Squeeze and hold. Keeping your knees apart. Come on. Getting closer, you got 15 seconds. Woo! I don't know about you all, but I'm working up a sweat. Perfect. All right. One more, narrow stance squat. Let's go. Heel raise. You don't have to do them fast. This is not, while your heart rate's getting up, this is not a cardiovascular workout. It's a strength workout. And it's okay to do precise movement without a lot of pace on it so that you get that form right. And then you can lift heavier than you possibly could if you were moving quickly. So it's a different way of working out. It takes several different ways, lots of variety to help you get in shape. All right, I'm gonna set these aside here. All right, we'll get a minute break. One minute break. We move to the two next exercises, which are the same exercise, but just alternating legs. So we're gonna go with a staggered stance, one foot in front of the other, and a deadlift. So I'm gonna use a lighter set of dumbbells this time. I'm gonna use my 10s. Still gonna use 2. And I may switch that up, but I really wanna focus on that single leg. So I go one leg forward, and my back leg really is just there for balance, okay? So I'm balancing a little bit so I don't fall over. And then from here, see how my knee is slightly bent? It kind of stays in that position. And I come forward and then lift out of that forward position, all right? So think about that. Working your hamstring. You're also getting in that glute. And depending upon your own low back flexibility, you could come just to this where you're forming a 90-degree angle, or you can come a little forward if you're flexible and you don't have any low back problems. That works more on your hamstring. So, are you ready? Let's go. 10-second lead in. Woo. One leg back for balance, front leg. So we're working that front leg. I want that leg to be fairly straight. I tend to go a little slow on these because I want to feel it. And I also want to make sure that I'm keeping my belly really tight and I'm protecting my low back as I'm dropping down to what is my full range of motion for this exercise. Your full range may be here, and that's perfectly fine. I can really feel that in my hamstring, really isolating that hamstring. Perfect. Let's go to the other side. Other leg forward, other leg to the back, just for balance. We got 7 seconds. All right, let's go. So when I do these, I can tell I'm a little more flexible on one side than I am the other for leaning forward or dipping forward. Good. Coming back to that neutral spine every time, not pushing the pelvis forward, just coming to that neutral spine. Good. Other side again. You can put your weights down, take a little breather. I hope that you're enjoying this or enjoying this. It's a great workout for your butt, for your legs. Let's go. Working the opposite side again. Almost there. 7 seconds. Perfect. Whew. I'm going to grab a quick drink during my 20-second break. Here we go. So my weight is fully on that front leg. The back leg, the toes just down enough to keep me balanced. And I'm really bringing the dumbbells out over the front part of my foot, near my toes. "15 seconds. Good. Woo, we got one more on each leg. And then we'll move into our final set. Are you ready? 5 seconds. Come on, you're doing good. 6 seconds. Good. One last one on that other leg. Whew. All right, I like this playlist. Let's go. Lower and lift. Good. All right. Moving to that final group of exercises. We're going to work the hamstring and the hip, alternating sides. I always like to time my rest, otherwise I get carried away and I'm talking to you and I don't remember how long it's been. All right, so we're going to use our dumbbell behind our leg. It's a little tricky. I'm going to show you how. I'm going to use my 10-pound dumbbell. Or you could do this exercise with a booty band if you have one of those. Or you could use just your body weight. You're going to feel it either way. So I'm going to place the dumbbell in the bend of my leg. Right like that. And then I flex my leg like I'm gripping and pushing my heel towards my butt to grab hold of that dumbbell. From here, we're going to lift up. We're going to lift up, cross, and hydrant. Cross and hydrant. All right? Grab your dumbbell. Get it in place. We're going to alternate sides. Our final sets, okay? Are you ready? 10 seconds. Grabbing that dumbbell in the bend of my leg, firmly planted on my hands and knees. All right, from here, cross and then lift. Cross and lift. I got my toe down. Come on. Almost there. 10 seconds. Now this one's a little harder than what we've been doing, or I feel like it is. So we're only going to do a couple sets of this on each leg, because you'll feel it tomorrow. Guaranteed. Partially because you are isolating that hamstring and keeping it in that flexed position the entire range of motion to keep the dumbbell in place. Here we go. Cross, lift up. Cross, lift up. You're going to try to keep your upper body from moving side to side. Stay in as stationary as you can. Holding the belly in to protect the back. Good. All right, got one more on each leg, and then we're done. Nice work so far. Let's go back to that first leg. I don't know about you all, but I'm feeling this one. Let's go. Cross in the back, lift to the side. Cross, lift. Fifteen seconds. Woo! Nice. Aren't you glad I'm only making you do, or having you do 2 sets of this one? Tuck that leg in behind, or that dumbbell in behind. Take a nice deep breath. One last time. Here we go. Cross and lift. Come on, you can finish. Woo! Eight seconds. You can do 8 seconds. Come on. All right, well done. Woo! I applaud you. That was great work. I hope you feel like you got a great leg and glute workout. Can't talk. All right, so look down to the bottom of your screen. If you like this video, push the little like button. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Tell your friends about it because it's free. And look also in the opposite corner, and I'm going to load up a core video. If you have a little extra time today, it's probably somewhere about 25 minutes of core and then some stretching. All right? So I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.